More, are you in the heat right now, and could it be that this fire is not sent to destroy you, but to define you? Listen closely. More, what you're walking through is not random. Heaven is not improvising with your life. Trials are classrooms, and the curriculum is character. More, when pressure shows up, it doesn't come to vote against your destiny, it comes to certify it. Fire is not the enemy of gold. Impurity is. More, the flame simply exposes what can't stay and strengthens what must remain. In the same way, more, your faith under fire is God's invitation to discover who you truly are and what you've truly believed. We often ask, why me? Why now? The better question is, what is being formed in me? Purpose is never delivered without preparation. If you want roots that hold in storms, you must be planted deep before you are seen high. Hidden seasons are holy seasons. When nothing seems to move on the outside, everything is moving on the inside. Convictions are forged, motives are purified, endurance is built. Public victories are born in private wrestling. More, do not despise the days that feel small. They are chiseling you into someone who can carry the weight of what you've asked God for. Testing will always circle around three things: identity, trust, and obedience. Identity asks, am I when the applause fades? Fire exposes whether we built on approval or on assignment. Trust asks, whose report will I believe? The noise of circumstance or the voice of the one who called me? Obedience asks, will I do the next right thing even when results are delayed? These are not trick questions meant to fail you, they are keys designed to free you. Each yes in pressure loosens an old chain. Each faithful step becomes a seed in soil that guarantees a future harvest. Understand this about timing. Delay is a scalpel, not a sword. It cuts away hurry, fear, and control. You are not late, you are being aligned. The doors you want God to open quickly would crush you if they opened prematurely. A blessing out of season feels like a burden. So God, in mercy, trains your hands for the work and enlarges your heart for the weight. What looks like waiting is actually weightlifting. Every day you choose trust over panic, your capacity increases. Capacity today becomes impact tomorrow. Some of you are facing resistance and reading it as rejection, but resistance builds muscle you cannot gain any other way. Opposition clarifies what you believe. When pressure intensifies, your language must elevate. Speak from promise, not from panic. Guard your confession. Words are steering wheels, set the direction, and your emotions will eventually follow. Say, I am being prepared, not punished. I am being refined, not reduced. I am in process, and God is present in the process. There is also a pruning that accompanies genuine calling. Pruning is not subtraction for the sake of less, it is subtraction for the sake of more. Some relationships will shift, some opportunities will close, some habits will become too heavy for where you're going. That is not loss, it is lightening the load. Let the shears work. When branches are trimmed, the root system strengthens and fruit quality increases. You were not made for scattered striving, you were made for focused fruitfulness. How do we stand in the fire? We worship before the breakthrough. We anchor to daily obedience. We choose integrity when shortcuts beckon. We show up with excellence where we are, while training for where we're going. Excellence is not perfection, it is honor. It says, I will treat this small assignment as sacred, because greatness is simply faithfulness multiplied over time. Doors swing on the hinges of small, consistent yeses. Keep your post. Patrol your heart. Steward your atmosphere. What you read, what you speak, what you allow near your hope. Trials are not punishments, they are preparation for purpose. This truth alone can change how you see everything you're walking through. When life presses hard, it is easy to slip into the thought that somehow you are being punished, that something has gone wrong, or that you've been abandoned. But what if the pressure itself is not a mark of rejection, but a sign of preparation? Think of the potter and the clay. The clay does not resist because it knows the hands are shaping it. Likewise, the trials you face are not random blows but intentional shaping. More. The fire is not there to burn you down but to burn away what cannot last, leaving only what is strong enough to carry your purpose forward. More. Every great calling requires a process, and the process is rarely comfortable. Diamonds are formed in pressure, oil comes from crushed olives. More. And strong soldiers are trained in battlefields, not gardens. If you desire to be entrusted with more, then more will be demanded of you. More. Trials come as teachers, not enemies. They show you where your foundation is firm and where it needs reinforcing. More. They expose the areas of fear you must surrender, the doubts you must overcome, and the strength you did not even realize you had. More. Each challenge is a classroom, and you are learning lessons that will serve you for the rest of your journey. Preparation is often disguised as pain. More. But once the lesson takes root, you begin to see that what was trying to break you actually built you. Purpose is never handed over casually. More. It is entrusted through testing. No one is prepared to carry great responsibility without first being stretched by resistance. More. The weight you are called to lift tomorrow is the reason for the training you are enduring today. You cannot build resilience without opposition. More. You cannot discover true courage until fear knocks at your door. You cannot know the depth of your faith until the fire surrounds you. More. Trials prepare you by making sure your character can sustain your calling. Without that preparation, more. Success would crush you because your inner strength would not match your outer opportunities. It is important to shift your perspective from asking, more, why is this happening to me, to declaring, this is happening for me. Trials may be painful, but they are never wasted. More. What you endure today becomes wisdom for tomorrow. What you overcome in the dark becomes the light you carry to others who are searching for hope. More. The preparation you're experiencing now is not only for your own destiny, but also for the people whose lives will be impacted by your obedience. More. Your struggle is not just about you, it is about the generations you are meant to influence. Every tear, every setback, more. Every sleepless night is adding weight to your testimony, and that testimony will have power because it was forged in fire. More. So do not confuse the heat of the battle with abandonment. Do not mistake the silence of the waiting season as neglect. More. You are not being punished. You are being trusted. God is using the very things that press you to prepare you. More. The pain you feel today is the shaping of tomorrow's leader, the refining of tomorrow's voice, the strengthening of tomorrow's testimony. More. You are being trained, not diminished. And when you finally step into the fullness of your purpose, more, you will look back and see that every trial was a stepping stone, every fire a refining flame. More, and every season of breaking a divine preparation for the greater story of your life. Fire refines identity. What is false burns away. More, what is true becomes brighter. This is one of the most powerful realities of life, because nothing reveals who you really are quite like being tested. More, it's easy to appear strong when everything is calm, to sound confident when doors are opening. More, and to feel secure when everything aligns with your expectations. But when the fire comes, when disappointments arrive, when betrayals cut deep, more, when resources dry up, suddenly the layers we've built to protect ourselves begin to peel away. In that place, more, you discover not only who you are but what you've been leaning on. Fire never lies, it exposes, it purifies, and it strengthens. More. Identity is often clouded by external things, what people think of us, the roles we play, the titles we carry, the comfort of what we own. More. These things can be stripped away in a moment, and when they are, you're left with the question, who am I without them? That's what the fire is after. More. It's not there to destroy you, but to peel off the false labels you've collected, the masks you've worn, and the doubts you've secretly nurtured. More, in the fire you see what is shallow fall away and what is eternal come alive. That's why seasons of trial are not just painful, they are clarifying. More, they force you to recognize that you are not your failures, not your titles, not even your circumstances. More, you are who you are when everything else is stripped away, your truest self, your unshakable identity. This process may feel harsh, but it is merciful. More, without the fire, many of us would continue clinging to illusions, believing that our worth is tied to applause, achievement, or acceptance. More. But fire reveals the truth. It shows you that you can stand without those props, that you can still shine when stripped bare. More, that you are stronger and more resilient than you believed. Think about gold. When it's placed in the fire, impurities rise to the surface. More, they don't make the gold worthless. They simply need to be removed. In the same way, the tests you endure bring hidden insecurities, fears, more, and weaknesses into the light. Not so you can be shamed by them, but so they can be burned away, more, leaving the essence of who you really are to shine more clearly. It is also in the fire that authenticity is birthed. More, people can sense when someone has been through flames and come out real. There's a depth, a gravity, a credibility to their words and actions. More, trials strip away pretense, leaving behind a genuine spirit that doesn't need to pretend. This authenticity becomes a magnet, more, drawing others who long for the same clarity. When you've walked through flames and found your identity intact, more, you no longer live for approval, you live from conviction. You no longer bend to every opinion. You stand firm in truth. That strength isn't arrogance. More, it's refinement. It's the shine of something tested and proven. And here's the beauty. More, fire doesn't just burn away what is false. It amplifies what is true. Every spark of resilience within you grows brighter. More, every whisper of faith becomes a declaration. Every hidden strength emerges into the open. More, the very circumstances that tried to break you end up becoming the stage that highlights your true character. More, what looked like loss becomes the revelation of your true gain. In the end, the fire doesn't diminish identity, it defines it. More, so when you find yourself in the heat, don't run from it. Stand in it, knowing that you're being refined, not ruined. Let the fire do its work. More, let it strip away the false and amplify the true. When the smoke clears, you will not just survive, you will shine. Your identity will be purer, more, your character stronger, your spirit brighter, and you'll realize the fire was never your enemy. More, it was the forge that shaped you into who you were always meant to be. Testing reveals what you carry and strengthens what you lack. More, this is why trials feel so intense. They do not arrive to flatter us, they arrive to reveal us. In comfortable seasons, it is easy to assume we are strong, more courageous, or deeply faithful, but those qualities are often unproven until they are tested. A seed looks alive, more, but its life is only revealed when it breaks open in the soil. Likewise, your character, your convictions, more, and your capacity are fully seen only when pressure pulls them to the surface. More, tests have a way of exposing both the treasures within you and the places that still need growth. When life presses, more, it squeezes out of you whatever is truly there. If courage is inside, it rises. If fear dominates, it shows. If trust has roots, it deepens. More, if doubt is unchecked, it shouts. That doesn't mean you are failing if weakness shows up. It means the test is working. More, tests do not appear to condemn you, they appear to train you. More, a good coach doesn't put an athlete through drills to humiliate them, but to reveal where strength is solid and where it must be built. In the same way, more, your trials uncover what you already carry: gifts, faith, endurance, more wisdom, and then stretch you in the areas where you are lacking so that you become complete. There is a reason weights exist in a gym. Without resistance, more muscles never grow. Without pressure, capacity never increases. Life works in the same way. More, the challenges you encounter act like weights designed to build you. If everything was light and easy, more, you would never discover the depth of your own spirit. The heaviness you feel is not there to crush you but to condition you. More, every struggle adds a layer of strength. Every test builds endurance. Every hard season enlarges your ability to carry more. Testing exposes the gaps, more, but it also expands the grace within you to fill them. Consider how trials often reveal hidden strengths you didn't know you had. More, maybe you discover a patience you never practiced before, or a creativity that only surfaced under pressure, or a resilience that surprises even you. More, these qualities were already planted inside of you, but the test called them out. At the same time, trials highlight where you need growth. More, perhaps you see that your trust wavers when timelines stretch too long, or that fear grips too tightly when control slips away. More, these revelations are not setbacks. They are instructions. They show you where to focus, what to surrender, and how to grow. More, the process may be uncomfortable, but it is purposeful. Think of refining as both revealing and strengthening. When heat is applied to metal, more the impurities rise, but the metal itself becomes purer and stronger. Tests are your spiritual forge. More, they reveal the gold within and burn away what is unnecessary. You may not enjoy the process, but when you emerge, more, you will carry both clarity and power you did not have before. So the next time you find yourself in a season of testing, shift your perspective. More, instead of asking, "What is wrong with me?" ask, "What is being revealed in me?" More, "What is being strengthened in me?" You will find that every moment of pressure has a purpose. Nothing you walk through is wasted. More, even the things that expose your weakness are building the very strength you will need for the next chapter. More, testing is not punishment, it is promotion in disguise. More, it shows you the treasures already within you and equips you with the strength you will need to fulfill your destiny. Delay is not denial. More, timing is part of God's training. One of the hardest lessons in life is learning to wait. When we carry a vision, a dream, or a promise deep inside, more, we naturally want to see it fulfilled quickly. We imagine that if it doesn't happen now, it may never happen at all. But life has a way of teaching us that waiting is not wasted time, it is formative time. Delay is not a sign that heaven has forgotten you. More, it is a sign that you are still in training, just as a seed must remain hidden in the soil before it becomes a tree. More, so must you remain in seasons that feel unseen until you are strong enough to bear the fruit of your destiny. The truth is, more, premature blessings can feel like burdens. When something arrives before you are ready, instead of lifting you, it can crush you. More, opportunities can overwhelm if your character hasn't caught up to your calling. Relationships can collapse if maturity hasn't matched your desire. More, influence can destroy if humility hasn't been rooted deep within you. More, this is why delays often come wrapped in frustration. They are secretly protecting you from collapse. The timing of your life is not random. More, it is carefully designed to prepare you for what you've asked for. More, the very thing you think is being withheld is actually being preserved until you are capable of carrying it well. Think of the seasons in nature. More, spring doesn't rush into winter, and fruit doesn't appear before the roots are grounded. Each stage is necessary. If you pulled a fruit before its time, more, it would lack sweetness, strength, and nourishment. In the same way, your life requires stages of preparation. More, delay ensures that when your breakthrough arrives, it will not only bless you, but also bless those around you. More, timing makes the difference between failure and fulfillment, between something fleeting and something lasting. During seasons of delay, more, the greatest work is happening within you. You are learning patience, discipline, trust, and surrender. You are unlearning the need to control outcomes. More, you are being shaped to recognize that the process itself is part of the promise. Often, we pray for open doors, more, not realizing that sometimes God is strengthening our hands before the handle ever appears. The waiting season is where you practice faith in the unseen. More, endurance in the uncertain, and gratitude in the unfinished. Those who master waiting walk into their destiny not just with opportunity, but with character. More, humility and wisdom to sustain it. Delays also expose our motives. Sometimes what we thought we wanted was not aligned with our true purpose. In waiting, more, desires are purified, priorities are clarified, and our hearts are aligned with what truly matters. You may start out asking for something out of ambition, more, but in the delay you discover a deeper why: service, impact, love, transformation. By the time the answer comes, more, your heart is positioned to steward it with integrity. So delay is not denial, it is design. More, it is the sculpting of your inner life to match the magnitude of your outer calling. The frustration you feel is the stretching of capacity. More, the silence you sense is the soil doing its hidden work. The waiting you endure is the weight training that builds strength for what's ahead. More, when you see others advancing while you feel held back, resist the urge to compare. Their timing is not your timing, and your journey is not theirs. More, you are not behind, you are being aligned. More, the delay you resent today will become the very thing you are thankful for tomorrow when you realize how it kept you from breaking under the weight of premature success. More, trust the process, trust the timing, and trust that what feels delayed is actually being delivered at the perfect moment. More, obedience in small things opens doors to greater assignments. Many people desire greatness, influence, and purpose. More, but few realize that the path to those larger assignments is often paved with quiet, seemingly ordinary acts of obedience. More, it is natural to look for the big moment, the stage, the recognition, the breakthrough opportunity that will validate your calling. Yet in truth, more, the foundation of every great destiny is built in the hidden places where only your faithfulness and consistency are seen. More, the small decisions you make when no one is watching are the very things that prepare you for the platforms where everyone will be watching. More, every great responsibility begins with small responsibilities. If a person cannot be trusted with a little, how can they be entrusted with much? More, life is a test of stewardship. What you do with today's opportunity determines what tomorrow entrusts to you. And opportunities are not always glamorous. More, sometimes they look like showing up on time, honoring commitments, caring for someone overlooked. More, completing a task with excellence even when it seems unimportant. These acts may seem insignificant. More, but they are the training ground for greater responsibility. They build trust, character, more, and integrity, the very qualities required to sustain influence when it comes. Obedience in small things also proves where your heart truly lies. More, anyone can be passionate when the task is exciting, but true devotion is revealed when the task feels mundane. When you remain faithful in what feels small. More, you are declaring with your actions that purpose is not about recognition but about service. You are saying, I will honor the assignment. More, no matter the size. This kind of obedience develops humility, patience, more, and discipline, qualities that no platform can teach but every platform requires. More, it is often in the overlooked seasons that the deepest shaping takes place. A musician does not master their instrument on stage. More, they master it in private practice. A leader does not learn wisdom in front of crowds, they learn it in the quiet decisions of daily life. Likewise, more, you do not step into destiny fully formed. You are shaped one act of obedience at a time. The more you practice faithfulness in the little, more, the more capacity you create to handle the much. Small obedience also builds momentum. Every time you choose to do what is right, more, even when it is inconvenient, you strengthen your character muscle. Each small yes makes the next yes easier. More, and each decision compounds until faithfulness becomes your lifestyle. Before you know it, more doors you never knocked on begin to open, not because of ambition but because consistency attracted them. Destiny is not stumbled into. More, it is stewarded into, and stewardship begins with the little things. Consider how obedience in the little prepares you for pressure in the large. More, if you cannot handle criticism in a small circle, how will you handle it on a larger stage? If you cannot manage resources in private, more, how will you manage abundance in public? The small assignments are not meant to frustrate you, they are meant to form you. More, they expose weaknesses before they can destroy you and strengthen you before opportunities overwhelm you. So do not despise the day of small beginnings. More, what feels like an unimportant assignment today may be the very step that leads to your greatest opportunity tomorrow. Treat every task as holy. More, approach every responsibility with excellence. Show up with the same passion in the small room as you would in the stadium. Why? More. Because the one who promotes you watches not the size of the assignment, but the size of your obedience. The truth is, more, greatness is not discovered in one grand moment. It is revealed in 1,000 small obediences that no one else may ever see. When you live this way, more doors open naturally, opportunities align, and your character will be ready for them. Obedience in small things is never wasted. More, it is the secret key that unlocks greater assignments and lasting impact. Hope is a holy strategy. Keep your confession aligned with God's promise. More, not your pressure. Hope is not just a fleeting feeling or a positive outlook. It is a spiritual weapon. More, a deliberate choice to see beyond what is visible and to anchor yourself in what is eternal. Life has a way of pressing you. More, squeezing you with circumstances, delays, and disappointments, but in those moments, hope becomes your greatest strength. More, it is not wishful thinking or blind optimism. It is an inner conviction that what has been promised is greater than what you are presently facing. More, to live without hope is to live defeated long before the battle is over. To live with hope, however, more is to rise above storms with the assurance that they will not have the final word. When pressure builds, more, the temptation is to speak from pain rather than from promise. Words are powerful, and what you confess under pressure shapes the atmosphere of your soul. More, if you continually repeat the language of fear, lack, or defeat, you strengthen the grip of those very things on your life. More, but when you discipline yourself to speak words of hope, even when you feel surrounded by uncertainty, more, you are aligning your confession with the truth of purpose, not the noise of circumstance. Your words can either echo your pressure or amplify your promise. More, hope chooses the latter. Hope does not deny reality. It simply refuses to let reality dictate the final outcome. Yes, the valley is real, more, but so is the mountain beyond it. Yes, the storm is intense, but so is the strength being developed within you as you endure it. More, hope shifts your vision from what is happening to what is becoming. More, it teaches you to interpret your trials not as dead ends, but as detours leading to something greater. By holding on to hope, more, you anchor your soul against the drift of despair and keep your heart steady while the winds rage. There is also a discipline in hope. More, it requires daily training of the mind and spirit. Just as an athlete conditions their body, you must condition your thoughts to lean into hope. More, this means guarding what you listen to, what you meditate on, and what you confess with your mouth. Pressure wants to convince you that the story is over, more that you have been forgotten, that your effort is wasted. Hope speaks back with defiance. The story is still unfolding. I am not finished. More, what is ahead is greater than what is behind. This is why hope is not passive. It is an active strategy, more a way of fighting battles before they are even won. Hope also births resilience. When you are anchored in hope, setbacks do not paralyze you, more they propel you. You may stumble, but you rise quicker. You may feel weary, but you keep moving. More, hope whispers that the pain is temporary and the reward eternal. More, it reminds you that delay is not denial, and that even the fire you are facing is working for your refinement. With hope, more, you can endure the night because you are certain that morning is on its way. Without it, even the shortest struggle feels unbearable. More, and perhaps most importantly, hope is contagious. When you live with hope, others see it and are inspired by it. More, in a world where despair is common and negativity spreads easily, a hopeful spirit becomes a light in dark places. Your steady confession, more your unshaken posture, your refusal to surrender to pressure, all of it speaks louder than any sermon. Hope is not only a strategy for your survival, more, it is a testimony that strengthens others on their journey. So guard your confession. Align your words with promise, not with panic. More, let hope be the strategy you carry in every trial. More, it will not only keep you steady, but will also prepare you to step boldly into the future that is waiting. More, hope does not disappoint because it refuses to quit. It is the holy force that keeps you moving forward when everything else says turn back. More, with hope as your strategy, you are never truly defeated. You are only in process, waiting for the moment when the unseen becomes reality. More, faith under fire is not meant to destroy you, it is meant to define you. Every trial, every delay, every test, more. And every moment of resistance is shaping you for something greater than you can see right now. The fire you face is not punishment, it is preparation. More, it burns away what is false, strengthens what is weak, and reveals what is eternal. Through small obediences, you are entrusted with greater assignments. More, and through unshakable hope, you learn to stand firm even when everything around you shakes. You are not forgotten in your trial. More, you are not abandoned in your waiting. You are being trained, refined, and aligned with purpose. More, the very storms that once felt like setbacks are becoming stepping stones. The weight you carry today is building the strength you will need for tomorrow. More, and the fire that threatened to consume you will, in time, become the very light that shines through you. So hold steady, keep walking, keep believing. More, and keep your confession aligned with promise, not pressure. The trials you face are temporary, but the strength, wisdom, more, and clarity they produce will last a lifetime. Faith under fire is not fragile, it is forged. And when you emerge, more, you will not just come out of the flames, you will carry them, glowing with resilience, courage, and purpose that cannot be taken from you. More, you are not being broken, you are being built. And the world is waiting for the refined, unshakable version of you that only the fire can reveal.